Good morning, eighth grade math. Welcome to Thursday, November 19th, 2020. So, the first 2 days of this week, we were writing linear equations from a graph or from information. Now, we're going to use a table. So, this table here shows the temperature of a fish tank during an experiment. Graph the data and find the slope and y-intercept from the graph. Then write the equation for the graph in slope-intercept form. So they started off with the temperature at 82 degrees. In 5 hours, they reduced it to 72 degrees. So you're going 82 minus 72, or excuse me, oh, I see what they're using different points than I did. Anyway, so it's the same thing. So they're using 82 and 80 as the points. So 80 minus 82 is negative 2. 1 minus 0 is 1. So the slope is negative 2. So they're dropping the temperature 2 degrees every hour. And then B is going to equal 82. So the full equation y equals negative 2x plus 82. Your turn. The table shows the volume of water released by Hoover Dam over a certain period of time. Graph the data and find the slope and y-intercept from the graph. Then write the equation for the graph. So, time in seconds. 5 seconds, 75,000 cubic meters. 5 seconds, 75,000 cubic meters. So, that'll be a point here. 10 seconds, 150,000 meters. 10 seconds, 150,000 cubic meters. 15 seconds, 225,000 cubic meters. That'll be right there. And 20 seconds, 300,000. Now I noticed when I've been evaluating your work, a lot of you aren't using something straight like a ruler or the edge of a book to draw these lines. So some of them are pretty crooked. Please don't do that. Please use a ruler. Make them nice and crisp. Now, why would this start out at 0, 0? Because they're just releasing the water. So y equals we want to figure out how much per each minute, what the slope is. So 150,000 minus 75,000, 10 minus 5. Okay? So that's 75,000 divided by 5, which is 15,000. So y is going to equal 15,000 x. That's the entire equation because it's a proportional equation. Okay? Now we can also write an equation using a table. And that's virtually what I did here. I used the table. So Elizabeth's cell phone plan lets her choose how many minutes are included each month. The table shows the plan's monthly cost, Y, for a given number of included minutes, X. Write an equation in slope-intercept form to represent the situation. So, cost of the plan, $14 for 100 minutes. $20 for 200 minutes, $26 for 300 minutes. So if you'll notice, the Y is going up by 6, and the minutes included are going up by 100. And remember, it's the change in Y over the change in X that gives us our slope. So 20 minus 14 is 6. 200 minus 100 is 100. And 6 divided by 100 is 0.06. So that's your slope. Now, when you plug your slope in, okay, 0.06 times 100 plus b. So that's going to be 6 plus b. 14 equals 6 plus b. Subtract 6 from both sides. That gives you 8. 8 equals b. So the slope is 0.06x plus 8. So the question is, what is the base price for the cell phone plan, regardless of how many minutes are included? Then what is the cost per minute? Okay, so cost per minute is 6 cents. And that's another way to write 6 cents. The cost, regardless of minutes, is $8. Okay. Now, the next question. What if Elizabeth's cell phone company, changes the cost of her plan as shown below? Write an equation in slope-intercept form to represent the situation. How did the plan change? So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to subtract 30 from 35, and 200 minus 100. So 5 over 100. So we're changing the plan to 5 cents. So the slope is 0.05. Okay. And let's see what that does to the cost, the overall cost. And instead of using the book's method, I'm going to use my method. Y minus 30 equals 0.05 x minus 100. Okay, next thing I do, I'm going to multiply everything in the parentheses. Y minus 30 equals 0.05x minus 5. Now I'm going to add I'm going to add 30 to both sides. So y is going to equal 0.05x plus 25. Okay. So to continue, your turn. A salesperson receives a weekly salary plus a commission for each computer sold. The table shows the total pay, P, and the number of computers sold. Write an equation in slope-intercept form to represent the situation. I'm going to use my graph paper. I'm going to take two of the numbers. So I have 850 minus 700 all over 6 or 8 minus 6. So 850 minus 700 is going to be 150. 8 minus 6 is 2. 150 divided by 2 is 75. Okay. So they're getting $75 commission for each computer sold. Now, let's see what their salary is. So you have y minus 700 equals 75 x minus 6. So we'll start off with y minus 700 equals 75x minus 300. Now I'm going to add 700 to both sides. So y equals 75x plus 400. So their basic salary every week is $400. Now, y equals 75. Actually, it would be n. N equals 75p plus 400. So let's see if this works out on our calculator. I'm going to use 75 times 12 equals 900 plus 400 equals 1300. Well, that didn't work. Let's try this. 75 times 10 plus 400. It's 1150. So I got something wrong here. Let's see what I got wrong. Let me take two different numbers. 700 minus 550. 6 minus 4. So 750, that's 150. Over 2, which equals 75. That's all correct, right? So y minus 700 equals 75x minus 6. 75 times 6 is 450. So 75x minus 450. Y minus 700. I'm going to add 700 to both sides. So y still equals 75x plus negative 450 plus 700 is 250. So that's where I made my mistake. So N equals 75P plus 250. Now, let me plug that back in and see if I have the right figures this time. So 12 times 75 plus 250 equals 1150. This time I got it right. And by the way, I didn't do that on purpose. It was an accident. And that's why I checked my work. Because no matter how long you've been doing this, you'll make mistakes. Number 5, to rent a van, a moving company charges $40 plus 50 cents a mile. The table shows the total cost, C, and the number of miles driven. D. Now, let's see if what they say there is true. Okay. So, number of miles, D. And they say they're charging 50 cents a mile. So that would be $5 plus 40 is $45. Okay, good. That is correct. Y equals 0.5. Oops, excuse me. D equals 0.5 C plus 40. Okay, I'm going to stop here. I'm not going to give you the code word until I do the next video.